Good afternoon. Welcome to K4CO Radio. This is Kev on the radio. We're also joined by the boss himself, President Joshua De Estrada with K4CO. We are honored to have a special guest today, special interview with Colorado's own Mark Mad Dog Friedman of Mad Dog Blues. The many facets to this band. We're going to get to that. Mark, welcome. Thank you for being here.
It's so great to be here. I'm really excited.
Well, tell us, you've had quite a long, successful career. A brief beginning of how this all became. What made you become a musician? What got you to this point?
I probably was discouraged as far as musicianship by teachers and in some degree, it took me a while to figure out how I fit into the world of music. But that happened when I heard the Cream. In particular, I heard Jack Bruce play a song called Train Time. And it blew my mind, and I went out and bought a harmonica right after that. It was the Wheels of Fire album. So,
was harmonica your first instrument that you...
It really was, yes. As a young teenager, I listened to a lot of classical music and old blues, and a little bit of rock and roll. But I did make some early electronic music with homemade gadgets. But I really harmonica was really the only instrument I played for most of my life.
And did you have somebody show you the harmonica? Did you learn by yourself, or?
I learned by myself. We didn't have YouTubes. We didn't have. I went to the library when I heard John Mayall sing about Sonny Boy Williamson, and looked up Sonny Boy Williamson, got some of his records from the library, and also times are different. The first blues album I got was a B.B. King album that I went into what was then called a black music store, because there was race music, and you couldn't find that album in the dime stores and other places and that sold music.
Wow, I love B.B. King too.
So it was a different time, and you had to dig. But I was always drawn to the blues, and Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee has always been kind of a prototype for me as what harmonica and guitar should sound like, and that kind of thing.
So did you really just get the albums and just kind of listen to harmonica and figure it out?
I picked up a book called Blues Harmonica by Sonny Sun Glover, who recently passed, a great country blues harmonica player, and he had instructions in there that I could dig into enough to make me understand some key points specifically, if you want to know how to bend a note and how to play in cross position, which is the two key skills you need to play blues on harmonica. And the rest of it, listening to things like Sonny Boy Williamson play his Sonny Boy Boogie, solo harmonica stuff. So I really developed my harmonica as solo harmonica with a lot of rhythm, and wrote my first songs as solo harmonica songs.
Just so you wrote songs, just you and the harmonica?
Yes.
Nice.
And what age are we talking about? How old were you when you really started playing?
All the teenage years.
Yeah.
From I guess I really started songwriting and things about 16.
When did you start playing with other musicians? It's about the same age?
I jammed a little bit whenever I could then. Then in college, I played with a couple people there, local coffee houses and stuff. And I moved out here in 1974, and been playing as much as I can ever since. I played for a living for several years, and then I taught high school in Loveland for several years. I retired from that, and retired in 2006, and have been chasing the music full time since then.
How many albums does Mad Dog Blues have, and when did Mad Dog Blues officially start?
You know, the seed for Mad Dog Blues actually occurred from a trip I took to Memphis International Blues Competition. I heard a duo that was a guitar player, blind guy, and a stand-up bass, and he played harmonica incredible. And the sound that stand-up bass added to it with the harmonica was just amazing to me. So that year I competed in Colorado Blues competition locally with just a bass player. And it was so fun, and it's like that was the sound I wanted to chase. And I wanted to put mandolin in it because I've always loved blues mandolin. Listened to various players like Johnny Young and things that used to play with Big Bill Broomsey, and those kind of early 20s and 30s with the rare ensemble pieces that are blues, country blues pieces, often had mandolin in them. And so that's kind of my jam. That's kind of what inspires me, that music. So I wanted to put together a band around that sound that was acoustic, that didn't have drums, because I love playing rhythm on harmonica, and I wanted to play a lot of rhythm and not have all that space, all that rhythm space available to me, and try to develop our rhythm from the band itself, percussive playing in the band itself rather than have a separate drummer.
That's interesting.
So that was the concept, and the first person to really bite on that concept and say they were interested was Clark Chancellor, our amazing bass player. And once Clark said he was into it and said he had an acoustic bass, I went and talked to my old friend Jeff Beck, who I had played with, maybe 10 years before that, in a band called Blame the Dog with Mark Kazarowski. And that band really had the sound I liked, but at the time I wanted to do the electric thing, so I went more that way. And so now it's kind of like John Mayall turning point, you know. I'm doing my acoustic thing with a lot of rhythm harp. So
I like how you approach the harp as part of the rhythm section. That's interesting.
yeah, I think that's pretty unique as far as bands go.
Yeah,
I don't think
I would
there's
say
any
so.
other band I can think of that does that as a signature thing. Yeah.
Well, we definitely have a few songs of yours that we're going to be playing during this interview, and you provided a couple of them from an album that isn't released yet.
Oh, we're so excited. On December 27th, we had a concert that was designed to produce a CD. We had been rehearsing in the studio for a few months, had the set list, had the songs, wanted to record this CD in front of an audience. We have 9 CDs. This is our 9th CD coming out on March 21st, and it's called Going to Be Together. So we had that concert on December 27th, and it was at a place called The End. The End is actually a venue that's, refreshments, seating, the whole thing, full-on ticketed, intimate venue that has studio sound, and the engineer that mixes the sound and the space is the exact same space that we recorded the album All the Way, which came out in August. And about half of the songs off of the new album, Going to Be Together, are from All the Way, and they're live versions. But we wanted to do them in front of an audience. And then the others are some other songs off of our other CDs that we wanted to do in front of an audience and record that way. And it was, December 27th, between Christmas and New Year's Eve, and a bunch of people showed up, a bunch of new people that a bunch of old friends, but also a bunch of new people that never heard the band. And it was just magical tonight. And I'm real excited about the CD. And I just finished mixing and mastering all the tracks last night. So this is going to be the first time the world has heard this. The streaming services are going to release it on March 21st.
All right, we're the lucky ones.
We are. I love it.
World premiere right
Awesome.
here.
Let's do it right now. Shining Through, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is performed live, as we just discussed. This is Mad Dog Blues with Shining Through on K4CO.
This next one is even older. I wrote this one about 1976 or so from a girlfriend. She was leaving me, and I thought maybe it helped change her mind. It didn't really work at the time. 30 years later, when we got married, she said she was glad I was still doing the song, but she said, it's such a sad song. Well, I said, you left me. I said, it's such a sad song. It's not your sad ending on the song, and you don't have a sad ending anymore. So I rewrote the song, and it goes like this now. Hear the wind rattling the tree. A lot like the way you ride on me. Call out my name, I ain't to blame. The way you're loving, baby, liquefy my brain. I see it shining, is it shining in everything I see. Feel the rain just a beating down. Like my tears down. I get chills inside. I just wanna cry. Your sweet loving baby got me all hypnotized. I see it shining. You're still shining in everything I see. Watch the stream just a rolling by. You know, love like ours, baby, ain't never gonna die. The moon come out at night, yeah, the sun come in the day. You the light in my world now, baby. Now you're back to stay. I see it shining. You're just shining in everything I do. Oh, I appreciate you all coming out so much. It means so much to us. This is kind of an experiment trying to do this CD in front of a live audience. But what a great opportunity, what a great venue. And this is the only place I know that you could actually pull this off. So how about a big hand for the End and Doghouse Music and John and Kenny that put it all together too. It's Kenny's vision. Yeah.
Mad Dog Blues there, live December 27th at the End venue. Awesome voice, Mark.
Thank you so much. That's a compliment. People usually talk about my harmonica. They rarely talk about my voice.
Well, I absolutely love both. And have you been working with the same kind of crew for a while now?
Mad Dog Blues, this configuration, pretty much, it's about 6 years on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a while. So you guys really have gotten to know each other. It sounds like, at least when you're playing live.
Yeah. Well, one thing we've done is one, you know, as I say, the country blues ensemble historically is the exception rather than the rule. Usually, it's done as a solo or maybe a duo. So, one of the elements on trying to make this song is a great example of my evolution as a musician, because I wrote this in 1978 originally, and there's actually a recording on KGNU in 1978 that was released in an EP called "Shining Through," now and again, and it has different versions of it throughout my entire career. But there was never a band version.
No.
Never more than a dual version. It was written as a dual song, and so this band can do it the way it's intended to be, because they understand we've worked very hard as a band to make our music conversational in the way that the country blues is conversational, and call and response is such a big element of it, and talking to each other and listening to each other is such an important part of it. And they're so very, very good at that I wanted to try it, and I'm just so happy with this particular version, because it's a good example of how we've evolved as a band to the point where, at some point, it seems like we've got this conversational stuff down to the point that it's almost like
completing each other's senses.
Exactly.
Exactly. No, I love that kind of that's just a fundamental aspect of the blues right there. And earlier on, before when you came in to the station, you were telling me that a lot of the songs that you look at and like doing are old songs,
Right.
and they're in the public realm now.
They're coming into the public domain.
Public domain, exactly.
Yeah.
Songs from the 30s.
Yeah, there's a song on there that was written by the Mississippi Sheiks on their new album, "Sitting on Top of the World," and that was the second song I ever learned on harmonica. So, it's been around a long time, but it just came into public domain this year. So, it seemed like a time to re-explore it.
Yeah, definitely. I love a lot of that older music too. So, how old were you when you learned that one?
Oh, that was the second song I learned. So that was like, 15, 16.
Nice. Very nice. I wanted to ask real quick, because you have, Mad Dog. Kind of talked about the whole beginning of Mad Dog right there. Seems like everybody in the Mad Dog Blues Band has a nickname.
It's a blues band.
Well, yeah, you gotta have to.
It's a blues band.
Goes with the territory, right?
That's right.
So you have.
It's a colorful group of people.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned Clark doing the stand-up bass, the acoustic bass. He's the champ.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
Well, he did do a little bit of boxing at one point in his life.
Nice.
But he's the champ. I mean, as far as I'm concerned.
Great movie, too.
He's the best. He's the winner. He's the guy. Yeah.
Right. And then
I love alliteration.
Mm-hmm. You said Jeff Beck earlier. You mean Jeff Becker, and I love this one.
Jeff Beck.
Yeah, when you said Jeff Beck, I'm like, whoa.
Jeff Beck is great, but Jeff Becker is a guy in our band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's,
Mandolin player.
Yeah, he's incredible. There's not a lot of mandolin players that could play the kind of style that we do to start with, but it's just a natural fit for him, and he's as all the people in the band are, such a good listener yeah, and such an incredible player. I don't know. I think his sound is a signature to the band is the rhythm harmonica.
Mm-hmm.
And his nickname is Bonehead. Where does Bonehead come from?
I got it from he kind of used it before, and he said it came from some kind of character. I'm not exactly sure. You have to talk to him for the story.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
sure these nicknames are pretty old as well. Go back a long way.
We have a Sean Rocket Benight. Is that how you say his last name?
It's Sean Benight.
Benight. He's your acoustic guitar. Mm-hmm. He's also a songwriter with you, correct?
Yeah, as is Jeff as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then Mark Kaz. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it.
Mark Kazarowski.
Kazarowski. All right. And you said he's kind of a songwriter too. So
he's a songwriter and arranger and yeah.
And so with all your albums, and you said the one coming out March 21st is your 9th. When it comes to the ratio, like covers that you do and songs that you write, do you put out original stuff more? Do you do covers more? I know you really love covering.
Our new album has the most covers on it of any of the others. It has 2.
2 covers.
Yeah, that's the most we've
Oh.
ever put out.
Oh, wow.
So it's mostly original.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Very nice.
one album we have 24 tracks on with one cover.
Wow. Like a double record.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So yeah, we're talking lots of great songwriting.
I'm looking at a couple of your album covers as well. You painted a couple of these, didn't you?
Yeah.
Is it paint?
Yeah, that is. It's the both of them are from original watercolor paintings
Okay.
that I did.
So you did one for All the Way and Gratitude. They're both really good looking album covers.
Yeah.
Are you going to do the new one?
The new ones.
Or is it already done?
It's already done. I do them before we actually record them usually.
Mm-hmm.
It helps my focus. New one, the art, I used some AI art that I created, a combination of digital art and AI art.
How long have you been into art and watercolors?
I've been watercolors. I just took one class and then kind of did for a couple of years really. I haven't done it for a while. Digital art I've done for I don't know, over 20 years. I have a lot of healing art I have on a website called fineartmandalas.com.
Very cool. And you have, so from that live album, the December 27th, The End, with the venue, is that also where this next song, John the Relevator, is from?
Yes, this is from the live album. The song was written by Blind Willie Johnson and was first recorded in 1930.
First recorded in 1930.
Wow.
That's incredible. And do you remember when you first heard this song?
I think I first heard it when I used to play with Mark with Blame the Dog. Yeah.
What made you decide to do this one?
Well, I think Mark explains it very well.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Explains it on the intro. And that's one thing I really love about this new album. Part of the concept of it is, people that do the booking at the bigger ticketed venues want to hear live recordings, want to hear something that the band can really do. And so that was the idea, is to get a studio quality live recording for that purpose. But because it was done in front of a live audience in this wonderful intimate setting in the end, it's got the conversations with the audience are so revealing, I think. It's a great way to get to know the band.
Just an intimate setting, definitely. All right, well, let's hear it. From Colorado's Mad Dog Blues, this is John the Revelator on K4CO.
I don't really know a lot about this song other than it's a blues song. It's an old blues song. I got the idea to do it at open mics years and years ago because I was a huge Government Mule fan, and I was listening to the first album. It's on the first album called John the Revelator. And it was just a good, easy one-chord song for everyone to sort of just blues out on and jam out on. So I started playing it in this band. Everyone was in total agreement. So this is called John the Revelator.
Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Who's that riding, John the Revelator? Wrote the book of the seven seals. God walked down the cool shade, called out by his name. He refused to answer, 'cause he was naked and ashamed. Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Who's that riding, John the Revelator? Wrote the book of the seven seals. Now Christ had 12 apostles, 3 he led away. Watch for me 1 hour as I go yonder and pray. Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Who's that riding? book of the seventh seal.
His own Mad Dog Blues, John the Revelator. And we are here with Mark Mad Dog Friedman. Thanks again for joining us.
Oh, what a pleasure.
Definitely an act I would like to see live. I can tell that is a lot of fun, a fun blues show. And that one had kind of a jam band feel to it. Tell us a little bit about that
That's,
approach to it.
There's a whole side of that. I mean, part of the concept of the band is country blues, but our website is actually coloradocountrblues.com, and our social media handles are Colorado Country Blues. And what we mean by Colorado Country Blues is, I think, at least nowadays, when people outside Colorado use the term Colorado sound, they're referring to something very specific, which is that sort of jam grass.
Yeah.
And you know, we're a local band, and that's one of our influences. So that's kind of the way that creeps into what is Mad Dog Blues' music.
Right. Well, I lived in the mountains, and that sound is everywhere.
Yeah.
The mandolin and blues and jam bands and
we're actually a string band.
yeah.
And that's very Colorado. Although in Colorado, the tradition is to add the drums to the string band.
Right. Well, and speaking of playing live, while it's in front of me, I want to plug a few shows. You're playing this Saturday, January 25th, at the Roxy on Broadway. That's 55-4 South Broadway. That's at 6 to 8:30. And that's Mad Dog's. That's the Mad Dog Blues duo.
Yeah,
free show.
Yeah.
And then following weekend, February 1st and February 1st, you're playing the Winter Walkabout Music Showcase in Longmont. That's from 4 to 7 p.m. And then Sunday the 2nd, the Buffalo Rose in Golden. You're busy.
Yeah, well, it's coming back a little. It's slower. It's actually slower this time of year, but yeah.
Yeah.
Those are some great places to come see us. Those are duo, and the
trio.
Walkabout is a trio.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sorry, on December 27th at the End venue. So the End venue is actually a part of Doghouse Music.
Yes, it's actually located inside Doghouse Music Studios, and Doghouse Music Studios is a recording studio and practice studio and venue. It has all three things going on in it. But it's a really unique venue in that it's a small intimate listening room, which is wonderful. It's just what we need for our level of band, and it's one of the few of that size I know that offers a studio sound, studio quality sound. So Sean and I, as a duo, released an album called River City Roots before we went to Memphis to compete at the International IBC there. And we released the album in that venue. That would be a perfect place. And we had Lionel Young, who was also on that our album, a local violin player that is world famous as a blues violinist and singer songwriter. That is on that at the show as well. And so I put a little video camera in front of it, and thinking, oh, it'd be nice to maybe capture some video and have promotional material for the duo. And it turns out that I liked the whole show, and I released it as a video album. And the sound quality was good enough that I went ahead and released it as an audio album as well. So I thought, wow, what would happen if we used our engineer that we used on All the Way, the amazing John Remington, who does all the sound for that room, and have him record the stems, the individual tracks of each instrument. And they did that for us, and that's the way we made this new album. That was the concept of making this new album. We're going to make an album that sounded like a studio album, but was done in front of a live audience. Mm. And we sold tickets, and it was just magical that people showed up, that week, and it just we got some great tracks. I think some of the best stuff we've released. Maybe I'm always partial to the live music myself. That's kind of when we record in the studio, we do it in what we call live in the studio method. I guess the big difference is there's no audience, so we'll do it 10, 15 times until we have just the right track. But this is just like, okay, here it is. This is us.
And I agree with you. I love live. I mean, I pretty much go to any show if it's live just to check it out. It's just so much better. And you've had quite a good relationship with Doghouse Music. You've done a few albums with them. So tell us about that relationship.
Doghouse is such a treasure. I mean, it's close to where I live, which makes it super convenient. But as I say, I don't know any other place that offers studio sound in a small venue setting.
That's right.
I don't know, and we practiced there and practiced all these songs. They had practice studios, and we practiced all these songs, wrote some of these songs, arranged these songs, made the set list, went through it, developed them, figured out who we wanted for guest artists, all that kind of thing at Doghouse.
Gotcha.
And so they have a great vision of community as a nonprofit, and they're the type of people that would like to promote local artists like you guys, and there really is a great community of nonprofits in Colorado that are helping out musicians like us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
It is a wonderful community of musicians and nonprofits, and a lot of work here. We've had one of your songs in our rotation for quite a while, and this was a live song that you did at KGNU Radio a while ago called Never Again. So we've been playing. We did that one kind of backwards, because that song that's the very first version that we did, and the version you're about to hear is quite different, even in a different key, and it's the kind of song that came from a very passionate moment in history, I guess, and last fall, it's a song about hatred and genocide, and it's so unfortunate the way things have worked out with so many people being killed on both sides of it. But it's really a song about anti-hate all across the board, and so it evolved from the raw idea of it to what you hear on the record or on the album now. It's called Never Again.
All right. From Colorado's Mad Dog Blues, there's Never Again on K4CO.
I'm the Buju boy, Aren't you scared of me? I've been standing tall since I was 3. I'm the Buju Man, Kosher Boogie Man. I got my space lasers trained on your Ku Klux Klan. I'm the Buju Man, ain't gonna be crucified by those crosses burning in your hate-filled eyes. I'm the Buju Man, well don't you know? They wanna kill us wherever we go. Wherever we go. Wherever we go. Never again, never again. Never again. Lies and hate is a war you can't win. Never again. Never again, never again. Never again. I ain't no history buff, but I've seen enough. Never again. Never again. Never again. Never again. Never again. Never again.
Never Again from Mad Dog Blues. That's a darker one. Makes sense after you told us what it was about. That is off 2024's All the Way record. New live record streaming March 21st called Going to Be Together. You can also find Mad Dog Blues at ColoradoCountryBlues.com. You can find them under Mad Dog Blues on Facebook and on Instagram, Colorado Country Blues as well.
On Facebook, it's also our handle is Colorado Country Blues.
On Facebook
Your
as
handle
well.
is
Okay. And I'm assuming we can find you streaming on pretty much every platform, or
All the platforms, and we're on the video. We have a lot of videos out also on both Tidal and Apple Music.
and YouTube it looks like as well.
Or YouTube, of course.
Okay. All right. I just want to
Actually,
make
it's
sure we can
it's on
find
a-
you.
It's on a video channel, music channel for YouTube, called Vimeo or something. Vimeo.
Okay.
You've mentioned the last album from last year a couple times, All the Way, and that's where that last song came from.
Right.
And there's two more on this album when we were kind of talking, getting ready for the interview, that you wanted to throw in, and I like it. And the amount of artists, the featured artists from Jen Cleary, Ellen Rice, Joe Waters, on these two, and there's two of them that we're going to play, and you said we should play them back to back.
Yeah, and even though they weren't recorded back to back, Joe's on the is not in the Craze Kazoo Choir because he was only in town for a day and
Craze
wasn't the
Kazoo
same
Choir.
day. Yeah, there's also Big Willie Palmer in there, and there's a Roland, Lonesome Roland on keys on there too.
And you have so what is then really the main difference, the two versions? Why the two versions?
Well, one is the traditional version of the song, or our version of the song, and the other is a kazoo instrumental version of the song.
Nice. Very cool.
With the kazoo choir.
Yeah, I call it a joy bomb. That's a great place to end the day.
I really like it. Well, let's get on with this. Stealin', both of them back to back, and then we'll just come back and say goodbye and get ready for regular schedules after that.
All right. Here's Mad Dog Blues. Stealin'. And following that, Stealin', Slight Return on K4CO.
Don't you tell on me, I'm stealing back to my same old used to be.
Put your arm around me like a circle around the sun. Love me, baby, like my easy rider done. If you don't believe I love you, look at the fool I've been. If you don't believe I'm sinking, look at the hole I'm in. I'm stealing.
Pretty mama, don't you tell on me, 'cause I'm stealing back to my same old used to be.
I got a woman about my height and size. She's an older woman, so she treat me nice. If you don't believe I love her, look at the fool I've been. If you don't believe I'm sinking, look at the shape I'm in. I'm stealing,
pretty mama, don't you tell on me, I'm stealing back to my same old used to be. stealing, stealing. Pretty mama, don't you tell on me, 'cause I'm stealing back to my same old used to be.
Nothing but fun there. Mad Dog Blues with Stealin' on K4CO. Thank you very much, Mark Mad Dog Friedman, for being here this afternoon. It was our pleasure.
Thank you so much for having the show. and
Be
having
sure,
us on.
be sure to catch Mad Dog Blues Duo Saturday, January 25th at Roxy on Broadway. It's at 6 to 8:30 p.m.
And thank you again. It's been such a pleasure. And definitely stay in contact, stay in communication. And that last one, it's hard not to smile when listening to that. I love it.
And so much talent in the original version.
Mm-hmm.
That was very well put together, all those voices. And
Thank you.
wow, great song.
It was. Well, thank you again. If you did jump in kind of on the end tail of it, do remember that our interviews are uploaded to the K4CO Radio YouTube page. So that should be up there in sometime in the next week. So we'll get you back to the regular scheduled programming, and be sure to listen to Kev on the Radio, our afternoon mix of music today from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate it.